Recording is on. Alright. Hello guys and welcome to the draft recap and power ranking of the Rocket Team Rocket Draft League. I'm here with Jalen and basically we're going to do this out of nowhere. So cause none of us really knows how to do this and I'm going to cut everything out that I don't need later. Nice. Okay, so we just finished our draft for the season and I took some time off at work to prepare everything for this moment. And yeah, I think I should be set. Could you say something so I see if my OBS detects you?
To bring myself up, I feel like I'm like probably the most like I feel like I've had the most snipes in this draft, and that's never happened to me. So I always come in with a plan, and this is why when you go to a draft league, you don't make like a definite plan. You have to go in a little bit like, oh, you got to go with the flow. Because I made a plan, and that plan was scratched. And I had to make a new one, and that was scratched. So it was just a big learning experience for me. So, but nonetheless, I'm really excited,
Yeah,
and I'm excited to be doing this. So,
same here. And I think all of the teams are pretty much decent at least. Some of them might need some small changes, but I think that's nothing that cannot be fixed over the season.
yeah.
Alright, so the first thing, or basically the first team we're going to talk about is Salem.
So right off the bat, I immediately see a fire weakness. That's I like the first three mons. I see Excadrill, Lucario, Cobalion, and Magnemite too.
Oh, trust me, the
That's
fire
a
weakness isn't the
big
worst part.
that's a big fire weakness.
Uh,
And
that's
Orbital.
that's why I put him last. He has 8 times ground, fighting, and fire weakness on his team, with no switch
Oh,
ins to those.
he has no switch-ins to a fire move at all. None.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
his mons overall
I
are pretty good.
also I don't see a lot of hazard control other than Excadrill Rapid Spin, if I recall.
Yep, that's right.
Other than that, that's his only removal, which can be problematic because Excadrill is not normally played bulky.
Hmm.
Um, so that could be extremely problematic for him.
Hmm.
Um, he has no Wish Passers, no Clerics, which is also pretty big. And the only thing, or the only things I see on this team having potential are Orbital, because Orbital gets so much. It gets webs, it gets trick room, it gets screens, it gets pivot with U-turn, it gets iron defense, calm mind, sword power. That could be a set, but other than that, like I don't know, a really big grounded fire weakness for sure.
Yeah, besides the weakness, I think his mons on its own are really good. He drafted some real
Yeah,
powerhouses.
yeah,
But its
I
team
agree.
overall doesn't complement those mons. Like, Excadrill wants Sand on his team.
Yeah,
Even, no, it's a wrong Ragnarok, but even those wouldn't mind Sand. Like, Sand would
yeah,
benefit his team really well. Maybe he should think about dropping stuff like Capellion and Natapon and pick up how's it called? Hypodon. Because I know that's still around, but yeah.
yeah,
This draft really looks for me like, oh, I need this one. This one looks cool. This one looks cool. This one looks cool. This one looks cool. Oh, I don't have any
yeah.
points
Rather than a
anymore.
full team comp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's basically why I put him there. Like, you can see, he has Stab Rocks and Sticky Webs. That's okay. And he
He
has
has
rapid
no
spin, but
other.
that's not
Yeah,
really. I mean, he has lots of priority,
he
but
has priority. Other than that, yeah, no.
I don't think that will
Mm,
be enough to save him.
yeah.
Oh, he's facing me week one, week two. Will be fun. All right,
Um,
so that's to the last team of our power ranking. Basically, well, not the last, the first team. Speaking like that. Um, for the next place, we have Dr. Coffee, and in the Neapolis Moles, I cannot pronounce that correctly. And I was like, this team looks so good when you look at the first 3 months of this draft, and then
oh yeah,
you
and
see
then it just.
uh, hail,
Oh, I
sun,
see a ground weakness. Oh, a ground weakness. A big ground weakness.
yeah, and
I see Gigalith, Ninetales, Duraludon, Venusaur is neutral, Dreadnought, Zero Aura. Um,
he has three forms of weather in his team, and none of them complement his G-Max.
yeah. Other than Sand with Gigalith, it gives Dreadnought a Spadef boost. But other than that, I don't. Hmm,
I think this will play against him most of the time.
yeah. I also So after the draft, there was a little grace period. It wasn't, I wouldn't necessarily call it a grace period, but you'll see my team later on. I originally had Krokorok, and I
Hmm?
traded it for more Pico because I needed a dark type. But he traded away Thwacky, and to me, I don't know if that was a good idea because it gives grassy terrain, so it weakens ground type moves, which helps his ground weakness, but not really. But now he just has like
Even
his ground weakness just got even worse. Yeah,
yeah,
even better.
like another of those teams, you bring Earthquake on anything basically, and you can chunk his
Yeah,
team. He will have a hard time to face off against those
yeah,
teams. Looking at the utility of his team, I mean, he has Stealth Rock in all of his lots of his mons, and then again he has Defog and Magic
he
Bounce as his
has
only way to get rid of hazards.
removal. And if Zatu has a bad matchup in one match and he doesn't bring it, then he has no way to get rid of hazards, which is a big issue.
Yeah, it is. It's like
I think so far, I think a lot of people, or not a lot of people, we've only reviewed two, but I think so far, some of these people are completely underestimating hazards. Like, if you think about it, hazards eliminates, or not really eliminates, but it makes you second guess your pivoting option.
yeah,
Because unless you're running heavy duty boots, you're gonna have to take damage upon switching, and that can matter. Not can, it will matter. But I think people are underestimating Hazard so far.
I think so
I
as
don't
well.
know.
But we will see how it plays out in this season
Yeah,
with a lot of team bringing hazard stacks. Like, if I look at his team and I see the first 3 months of him, say, alright, Gmax,
it
Drunat,
looked
and
good.
yeah, this looks like something I could build into something really scary.
Yeah.
And then you
Oh,
see like
definitely.
Ninetales, okay, Alola screen support is nice. Then you see the Sun Core with Venusaur and another Ninetales, which is cool. Venusaur could be really strong.
Yeah.
But then you have
Yeah.
Gigalith and maybe swap out
And what?
Gigalith and Morgrem, Xatu and Krugerok for something different, better spinner, defogger or something. Because you
Yeah, you
really
need
don't.
more hazard removal.
Yeah, and you don't really need the sand here.
Yeah, yeah, I don't see it. Yeah.
Alright, let's move on and go to Catastrophic's team. I had that yesterday with her team for a bit of time, and I think it ended up being pretty good. I mean, not perfect. She's missing a lot of cores and important things, but we pushed
Yeah,
it
I
into the right
see.
direction.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I mean, hmm, a lot of a lot of steel types are, or not a lot. The average steel type is a physical attacker. And although I see three steel type weaknesses here, I see that catastrophic has a lot of phys def checks.
Yeah,
Um, so I feel as though that can be managed. And other than that, I feel like the team looks decent. I see Magic Bounce and Defog again, which is pretty good. I also see a Trick Room option with Hatterene and Snorlax and a
yeah.
Cavalier. Um, and then Togekiss, because Togekiss is Togekiss. But um, I see like a Shell Smash option with Poltergeist and um, yeah, I feel like I think the one thing that is another or a semi issue is yet again hazards. I don't see other than Diglett, if I recall, I don't see a Stealth
She,
Rock setter
yeah, she only has
other than
Diglett as setting up
Diglett.
rocks in this scenario. And Hatterene if
And
you really wanna, but this doesn't even count
and
it as magic
Diglett
ones.
is most likely Diglett is probably just gonna run Sash to ensure rocks or to get off a hit because
As
Diglett can't live a hit.
as a suicide lead, most likely, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So I don't know. Other than that,
she has pretty good pivoting options with
yeah,
Pyukumuku. This thing alone is a
and
amazing pivot. Like you switch it
yeah,
in, you bounce out with Baton Pass, or you're just gonna recover, sit in there.
yeah.
This thing,
And then
I face her
Emo
week
has
one.
U-turn.
I face her week one, and Pyukumuku makes my head hurt.
Yeah, I don't like
But yeah, overall,
Pikachu.
I think it's a good team. It hurts me
Yeah,
to
I
put her that
agree.
low, but she's missing quite some things in order to make this team better.
Better, even
Yeah,
better. Yeah.
maybe thinking of replacing Double or something could maybe help already. But
I don't know. I feel like double with Fluffy could be another like Fizz Def check because it does have a base 100 defense stat and it has pretty good defenses overall.
that's true.
But other than that, like with actually now that I see Fluffy, another problem I see is a fire weakness. And other than thick fat Snorlax, you don't really have or Pikamuku, you don't really have a switch into a fire attack.
That's true. Only
Uh,
Pyukumuku and Snorlax could switch into it,
yeah,
really.
yeah.
Or maybe especially Fantadarine, because this thing is
Or
pretty potent.
Poltergeist if it's a special attacker. But yeah, other than that, I don't see one.
That's true. Well, we will see how she plays out with that.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely.
Okay, moving on to spot 17 will be Max and the Belfast Blossoms. And yeah, I know I will get hate for this, but Dragapult on a team that low, and his team doesn't look that bad. I know.
Yeah, it doesn't. It. Yeah, me and Lucas were talking a little bit about this team before we started. It Dragapult, in my opinion, Dragapult just makes every team better. Like it, it has an amazing speed tier, has good attacking or offensive stats. Um, it can be like utility, gets pivot. It's really nice. However, I just feel as though they don't have hazard control. I hate saying this. They just don't
He
have the hazard control.
doesn't.
They
Yeah.
don't have it.
I mean,
All four teams
he's
so far.
he's clearly using a Voltron core with Dragapult,
Yeah,
Rotom, with
definitely. Hands down.
Espeon, Baton Passimian. All of his mons basically get pivoting options. And then you
I
don't have.
mean, I guess Passimian Defiant could be nice for webs. I guess that could be good now that I'm seeing that now.
Hmm.
Sorry for the interruption, but I just
All good.
um that could be interesting. And I definitely see like a pivot core. I see like parting shot and U-turn and volt switch, and yeah, I definitely see that. And baton pass with Espeon. Um, pivot is always nice,
That's true,
in
but
my opinion.
then I ask myself, why is there Venusaur?
Yeah, I feel like without Sun, Venusaur is garbage. Like Gmax Venusaur is garbage without Sun.
Like, if we look at 7 points,
That's my opinion.
yeah, same. If we look at 7 points, what else do we have for G-Maxes in here? Machamp?
You could have had Snorlax before that was traded.
Yeah.
Uh,
Machamp is here,
Sandaconda,
Sandaconda is here. Okay,
and
that's it
that's it.
basically. But
Snorlax was there before a trade was made.
if he goes 1 point down, he has access to a Creamy and Flapple, which may complement his
Alcremie is
team
really
better.
underrated.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I like Alcremie for this team. Because that gives him another steel weakness. However, he has Gastro and Heat, um, and he has Passimian, and he has Fur Coat Persian,
Hmm.
to switch in. So I feel like it wouldn't hurt him a lot. Yeah. So I agree. I feel like Alchemy would help the team more than Venusaur, because Venusaur is just, I don't know.
Weird without Sun. Maybe he has an idea to bring Sun on Sunny Dance on some once, but my opinion,
Mhm.
there would be things that complement his team better.
Yeah.
We spoke about the hazard control he has. He has like no rocks, no spikes, no nothing. And defog on Cypher and Throw from Heat. That's basically all of
Which,
his
I don't
options
see him
removed.
using basically I would just eliminate Scyther there. I don't see Scyther being like, its defenses are good for Scyther, but bug flying, it takes four times from rocks. Um and then you're forced to run heavy duty boots, and if you run heavy duty boots, you can't run Eviolite, and your defenses are worse than they were. And I
Yeah,
don't know, I just feel like he doesn't have a lot of hazard removal, and he has no hazard setters at all. But
exactly. That's what, like, yeah, he maybe should look over a few of his picks, but not say.
yeah,
Uh, I think the important thing we should say about this, even if we say a team might look bad from this and this perspective, we don't mean the team is really bad. No team is
it
really bad. It's just our
no team
personal
is
opinion,
bad.
and
Yeah.
we think
Also,
there
it's
could be
just
improvements.
like, yeah, definitely. And I always say this to a lot of people that I play with in other draft leagues and online, and when they ask me for help, the team is not bad. Rather, it's how the player uses the team. So you can't really, it's our opinion from our perspective, because I know Lucas and I have different battling styles. So from our perspective, it will look different.
Yeah,
So us doing this here, I'm not calling your team bad. However, it's from our perspective and how we would use it and what we see.
yeah,
So
exactly.
honestly speaking, I see Max getting really far with this team if this team fits him.
Yeah,
Because this team is decent. It's really good.
yeah, it is,
Tweaks
but
can be made.
the problem is I was going after this like with a point system I explained earlier,
Yeah,
and he basically got 1 point in hazard removal and 0 points in hazard control, and those were pulling him so far down that even the offensive core he
yeah,
had couldn't really save him.
yeah, yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe there will be changes to his team, and then all of a sudden he has potential to be really really good in this league with that
Oh,
team.
most definitely. Hmm.
All right. Next up is J Pokeblaze and the Unknown Origins. Am I correct? I
So,
am correct.
ooh, okay. The first four mods I immediately see, like web support with Galvantula is really good. Also paired with Duraludon. Duraludon has, compared to Gen 8's average speed stat, it has a really good speed stat.
Yeah.
Tangrowth is a really good Fizz Def wall with base 100 speed, not base 100 HP and base 125 defense. And it's also known to run Assault Vest, so that 50s for death base is, it still can't really take. It's also a regen mon as well, so that complements it really good.
Mm.
Um, I also see Obstagoon paired with Webs being really, really good. It has really good abilities. Defiant paired with other web teams. Guts just to hit really hard with Facade. Reckless for double edge. It's just the first four mons look really good to me.
And then you
And then
realize
as
he's
I'm
missing
looking
something.
down, yeah, I don't. I see no hazard control again.
Yeah.
Did I take all the hazard control? I don't know what's going on, but Ninjask is not a reliable defogger at all. Its defenses are garbage. The only thing it has for it is its speed, and I don't know the rules on Baton Pass for this league right off the
Speed is
bat.
allowed. Speed
So,
or
um,
you cannot pass another stat together with speed. Basically, speed alone is okay.
so
Everything
all
else is okay.
all Ninjask has is speed and Baton Pass. That's all it has. So he's not going to be using defog on it. If he clicks defog,
It's that.
he's dead, and then I just set up rocks again. So it's a waste. But Dusclops is annoying. Um, but Dusclops can be dealt with. You just knock off his Eviolite, and then it's not that hard to take down. Pincurchin, I don't know. I feel like Pincurchin is oddly placed
Yeah.
because it gives you Electric Surge, but like you don't have like Halucha or something to complement that.
I
But
think
that's
Alutra is
just
even
me.
open. Yeah, Alutra is still
Yeah,
open, by the way.
Halucha's still there. Halucha's still there. I feel like he could definitely do something with that. And make his team, because I know I've used Tangrowth plus Halucha plus, well, this is back in Gen 7, so Coco or even Pincurchin is a pretty decent substitute, and that's a really good trio.
Yeah.
And if he somehow maneuvers Halucha into this team can be really, this team could be hyper offense, and that could be really scary for the past teams that we reviewed and more. So I feel like there's a lot of potential for this.
I think so as
But
well, but the fact he's holding him back is the fact yeah, repeating myself. He has three ghost types: Cursor, Golurk, and
yeah,
Dusclops. If he drops
yeah,
those
that's a
two,
big knockoff weakness. That's a big knockoff weakness. Knockoff is really free against this team.
yeah,
Um, you could even say type null is an issue for knockoff because you knock off his Eviolite and it's easier to take down. Um, but yeah, this team is really knockoff heavy. Um,
which
and
brought me
he
to the.
also,
Sorry?
oh wait, go
Fincho,
ahead, go
Fincho.
ahead.
Okay, okay. Like I was looking at this and I thought like this cannot be really bad till I realized he does not have any defensive backbone in this team.
Yeah, Tangaroth won't really last him. Like, Tangaroth is good for a Fizdef check, but I don't see a Spadef check.
Yeah,
And Cursula, I don't know about Cursula.
Dusclops
Cursula's
could
just
take one,
knockoff
but
weak.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Knockoff. Knockoff breaks him down.
yeah, a lot.
Yeah, it's,
I see this team having a lot of potential with a couple of trades. It just makes it a whole lot better, but I just feel like this team is knockoff weak. This team is hazards weak. And I don't know.
he made two free agent swaps, and I think he shouldn't have made those.
I feel like he should have kept Meowstic because Meowstic gave him prankster screens, which could have helped the team a lot better.
Yeah,
And Clawincer,
he gets
I could see
he
why.
gets terrain impulse with
Oh
Pincurchin and
yeah,
Mega Launcher, cause Mega Launcher boosts that.
pulse move, though. Why did he trade that?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know
And it
about this move.
contributes. And I also don't see a fire type either.
Yeah, he does not have any core running in his team. There are too many.
Dang, why did he trade Clawencer? Oh,
I
I
can't
don't know.
tell
I
you.
feel like this team. I don't know.
With a few changes, you really can start
Yeah, a
off.
few trades will really make it better and will really make it a threat.
Yeah,
But like right now, looking at it right now, I don't know. I don't know.
it's not completed the way it stands
Yeah,
here.
I agree.
Um, we'll see. We'll see how he will perform. Alright, this brings us to A13 and the Hunch Girls? Hunch Girls?
Yeah,
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 that's
it
his
is.
team. I immediately see Darmanitan, Galar, and Corviknight. That's like that is a that is just great. Like Darmanitan is mainly known to run Scarf or Band because of guerrilla tactics. If you can get a Scarf U-turn off into something like Corviknight or even FizzDef Komodo, that's another thing I see.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, really good, and I really like that. I really like that trio. Something I am seeing, however, as I'm looking down, I see a fire weakness,
Mm-hmm.
and other than like Komodo, nothing wants to switch in. He has checks, but they don't want to switch in, especially the Lissapod. If it's a special fire type attacker, Calistopod's not going to want to switch in because it has to emergency exit. It's just going to take it right back out.
Yeah.
And I don't see. I mean, I count Corviknight's Gmax move as removal because you can spam Corviknight's move, so it's fine. However, because he has Corviknight Gmax, he most likely won't carry Defog as another option as well because his Gmax move is basically Defog. So if I'm not counting its Gmax counterpart, he doesn't really have a lot of hazard control. However, if you factor in Corviknight's Gmax move, I feel like he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's okay. And just Darmanitan is just such a big threat. Um,
That's true, but I was looking at this team and took my notes, and you're right, his hazard control and hazards overall are pretty okay. And he has a really, really good physical offensive threatening team.
yeah,
But then,
hands down.
but then, what's behind that? He does not have any special wall breakers. He does not have any physical.
Yeah,
He does not have a backbone of the team. He lives
yeah,
from your opponent making a mistake, but
yeah.
with many fast mons running around. For example, Urshifu's. Urshifu's Scarf outspeed the Manatine.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what does he do?
And he doesn't have web support. He
Yeah,
doesn't have web support either, so he can't even stop that.
yeah. He's lost in a situation where it comes to taking hits. He needs to sacrifice something. The opponent team
Yeah.
then bring in Gamanatan again, maybe. Then the opponent will just switch out. As soon as he
And
falls
then
back
he
with his
can,
team, he loses.
yeah, I agree.
Especially you see the first six Pokemons of his draft, all pretty good, and then he realizes he runs out of points.
Yeah. I think the points really affected people because basically, if I'm being honest, I feel like he only has 8 Mons right now instead of 10.
Yeah,
Um, and because Kadabra, I feel like Kadabra can do something really good.
that's the fastest thing on
Like
his team, by the way.
Magic Guard Life Orb, Magic Guard. Whoa, that's the fastest thing on his team.
Yep.
Oh, yikes! He doesn't have a lot of speed either. If that's, which is okay, but I don't know. But anyway, I feel like Kadabra can really like it can really break like Magic Guard Life Orb is slept on a lot of the time, and it has a base 120 special attack stat, which can be extremely good. So, but other than that, I don't know. This team has a lot of potential.
That's true, but yet again, I'm missing too many components to place him higher than 15 where he is right now. So maybe again make some switches or prove me wrong and demolish everything with that team. I'm down for everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he has
He has hazards.
he has lots of
He
hazards.
has hazards. He
Has no
I don't know.
clerics
I
and
just
no
don't really. Yeah.
priority is okay. Uh, I'm interested in seeing how this team performs, cause from the
Yeah,
physical
I am
side
as well.
and the threat offensive side, this team is power. But everything behind that, not so much. But we will see. I'm interested. Okay,
I am too.
now to the team I thought for sure I would place last. Without even thinking about it, I didn't even want to look at it before placing it last. But I gave him a chance.
uh,
Yeah, Walt.
if I may be honest, I am extremely surprised how good this team actually looks. I mean, actually, let me take a step back. I immediately see a ghost weakness.
Yeah,
I like I like it pops out at me. I see a ghost weakness. I see a knockoff weakness as well. Even though Hatterene can take it, Hatterene doesn't get any reliable recovery, so knocking off his leftovers could really be an issue for it. Um, I also see hazard control. I see magic bounce on Hat, rapid spin on Cloister, defog on Flygon, defog on Drifloon. I feel like
default guns
that could
Valley.
be. Oh yeah, and Savali gets defog. So I think he has good hazard control.
Yeah,
Um, I also Ditto's also really good. Because you can scout other people's sets, and that can really help you. Um, Wobbuffet is really slept on. You can really trap something, and unless they're not running Shed Shell, or Taunt, you can just it's a free mon gone.
or he runs
Uh,
substitute and sets ups on you.
yeah,
That's what I fear about his team. His team looks strong,
yeah.
but I don't think he will be able to use it. If I, for example, bring a bulk up Urshifu,
How does he deal with that? Other than Hatterene, how does he deal with it?
Henry dies to +1. Wicked blow.
Oh, yikes. Yee. How does he deal with that?
He does not
Other
deal
than
well with
what?
setup. Setup overall,
Yeah,
he thinks he has Ditto for it, but Wobbuffet and Ditto counter themselves out. Wobbuffet forces you to bring setup or substitutes, while Ditto
yeah,
doesn't want you to set up. And
yeah,
playing both of them on the same team really will force you into some mind games you really need to be able to play, otherwise you will lose them.
yeah,
If he is able to do that and surprises me, okay. But I think his team is a bit too gimmicky. Just a little bit.
yeah. I agree.
Yes. I don't know what his playstyle is, and I don't want to go to
Yeah,
want to talk him too bad, but if he's able to have some success with his team, I'm totally fine with it. But
yeah.
like you said, the ghost weakness will be a problem. Like something like Gengar will just sit there and spam shadow balls and take
Oh
one
yeah.
one kill after another,
Gengar
and
alone just.
yeah,
I think Gengar can run like 4 attacks. Just life orb 4 attacks with just it hits everything.
hot Dragapult.
He's forced to run. Yeah, or Dragapult too.
Like what does he do against a substitute Dragapult?
Yeah, he doesn't do well with setup. Like he may think like this may be repetitive, but he may think Ditto will save him from setup, but Ditto is Ditto is all the time forced to run Scarf. And you either run Scarf or Sash,
Hmm?
and um, I don't know. I just feel like if you send in Scarf Ditto on a setup mon, they just set up more on you. And then what do you do?
Yeah, then you're in big trouble because you need to
Then you're
sacrifice
in big
something.
trouble.
And if you
Yeah.
play correctly, you won't bring like. Okay, let's go on a limb and say I want to bring it's not so dumb. Uh, a facade Dragapult. What does he want to do against that? He cannot hit Dragapult. I mean, you couldn't hit
Yeah.
his ghost types, but just speaking like that. But I think he could manage this challenge. I mean, if he
I think so
has
too.
if he has some time and tries out his team, I think he will run it quite well.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, to one of the first of your people, let's talk about chess, shall we?
Oh, yes. All right. So, here's what I'm gonna say, right? He has no hazard control. He has no defog, no rapid spin, no nothing. I versed him week one. I DM'd him and I said, expect. Oh, I shouldn't even hint what my team is. But all I'm gonna say is, I told him, expect hazards this game. That's literally. And he told me he was like, man, how do you make transactions? I'm like, man, like this team, I don't know. I feel like the team is sort of like like Salem's team, I recall, like Cabalion and like
Yeah,
Lucario and just like picking and choosing mons that he may like or not necessarily like, but work good individually, but don't necessarily work together, especially in like the sitting. Because I feel like I don't know, his team is really weak to hazards. Like
one second.
I guess for toxic spikes, he can go like guts, Heracross for that. But like Heracross's speed stat is, I don't know, it's pretty average.
Hmm?
I don't know. I feel like that won't save him. He needs hazard. He needs at least defog. At least.
Yeah,
I I I maybe he picked up reboot thinking it got court change, but it doesn't get court
it does
change.
get code change.
Um, it does not. I checked.
Oh, oh, okay.
Yeah, it. I can check one more time.
I'll
But
leave you
if
like.
I recall prepping for him, I was like, oh, he just brings heavy duty boots reboot and just clicks core change. And no, he has no core change. Nope, he does not
Oh,
learn it. So he really has no hazard control. I was like, wow, I just bring hazard stack and win.
yikes.
Yeah,
Alright,
yeah,
this changes a lot. I think he at least had code change. But okay.
yeah. So there's nothing really much to say about this team other than there's no hazard control, and hazards will mess him up.
Yeah. On the but I think there are some positive sides to his team, like his Fairy Dragon Steel Course. Really
Yeah,
disgusting.
yeah. Copper Gmax Copper Raja is just. I used it for the Draft League tournament. It is just phenomenal. Stealth Rocks and Steel Spikes stack, which can be extremely good and can really chip down mons, especially if you run Hazard stack and if you have a lot of hazards plus Steel Surge. That's just coverage is just amazing
Mm.
overall. Mimikyu also gets a free substitute.
Mm.
Um, it did get nerfed though. However, it takes like 10, 15% when it's popped, but still, like Mimikyu gets a free sword stance. It has a pretty good speed tier. Um, Seismitoad's really bulky. I like that as well. And I also feel as though Arctozolt is slept on because Arctozolt can still run Scarf Voltbeak and it can still do damage. People won't expect it, but um, I feel like Arctozolt has potential. And Malamar as well. Malamar that's probably one of his answers to webs. Malamar gives you +1 speed.
Uh,
with lowering your speed with contrary.
when
But
I
yeah, I like.
I was looking at this team earlier, and I don't think you saw his team plan just yet. When I hear you talking like that, I didn't say it on purpose just yet. But this is the Trick Room team, you know that?
I do see Trick Room with Disguise Mimikyu. I do see that. However, I feel as though his slow Trick Room threats are lacking damage output other than Malamar,
Copper
and Arctozolt and Caparaja. Other than those three, like Greedent, Greedent, I don't know. I don't know about Greedent.
After a belly
Um,
drum, it can hurt. With Cheek Punch?
yeah, after a belly drum, you have to set one though.
Yeah, that's true. It has Gluttony, which really makes belly drum viable on him.
Yeah, dang, I totally overlooked that. Oh, yikes. Um, yikes. Okay. I didn't even think about Mimikyu Disguise Trick Room until just now.
I know.
Maybe planned. Maybe he leads Mimikyu and just. All right. Anyway, just about the team. He needs hazard control.
Yeah,
It's a good Trick Room slash fast team. But yeah, other than that, I feel like it's pretty decent.
yeah, exactly. Same,
Yeah.
like you said, Trick Room, uh, yeah,
Yeah.
hazard control is a must here.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go to Cataclystically Speaking? Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, exactly. And the Boston Celebes with. And on the first look, I mean, I know this is stall. I'm being honest, this is stall.
I'm not too good with stall. Um, I, wow. I have like, I don't even know how to critique this. Like, I, Lucas, would you like to lead this one? Cause
I
I
sure
don't
do.
even know. Like, go on ahead.
I mean, you really see it stall when you see like Reuniclus, Jellicent, then you have a Tangela and a Licky Tongue. You have the pressure on Vesperquin and Kurim. Not sure what Grimmsnarl does here, but every stall team needs a bit of a of a offensive threat, whether it be physical or special. But he's overall very, very defensive, and you really will have a hard time breaking this team down with. Well, okay, he's kind of dark weak, and knockoff is not the best thing he could take with Reuniclus, Jellicent, Licky, and Tangela. But overall, this team will give you a hard time if you don't see the stall part of it. If you prep for it
Yeah,
like a
cause
normal team and don't bring any clerics or ways to town Stallbreaker, he could hit you really hard and really bad. Bad for him I made this video. But yeah,
I. Oh wow.
like you see stuff like Reuniclus with a
Yeah,
Regenerator Core.
Regenerator Core and Tangle with Regenerator. And then you have Grimmsnarl for damage output with Prankster, so it always goes first with Bulk Up. And you have Mudstale, which is bulky, and you have
Salazzle to
Vesperquin
toxic
and
problems
Burn.
like Toxapex
Yeah,
and Ferrothorn.
corrosion. Oh Lord have mercy. Okay. Um.
But he has a lack of
Well,
offensive power, and his hazard
yeah,
control is
I
ass.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
Like, I couldn't place him any higher. Okay, he has like clerics and wish passes, but he has default on Vesperquin. And who brings Vesperquin for default?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
and you really don't want to have rocks with Kurim. Kurim hates rocks.
Oh
Celazzle
yeah.
hates
Oh yeah.
rocks. Toxic spikes will kill this team in an instant.
Yep.
And yeah, I think it's a bold try of stalling in a league, but I'm down to see if it works. I mean,
Yeah, same here.
why not?
I
Okay.
mean, not against me, not against me. I don't want to see how it works against me, but I want to see how it works against other people.
ah, you will face me in your league, and I will bring you stall.
Lord have mercy.
Anyway, let's go to Daddy Sen.
Okay, I fear this team. You'll
This
see
team is the
why if
only
my name
team.
pops up.
This is the team,
This
the only team I
that
got
has
gave 10 offense points from 10, from
I
gainable 10.
I'm just if you'll see my team later, I fear this. He has court change, rapid spin, defog, magic bounce. It he at least realizes how decent of a threat hazards are, which is kind of nice to see that somebody, realizes that. But so far, and it took us to go up to number 10 to figure that out. But I don't know. His team looks threatening because he has Alakazam plus Psychic Terrain, and Alakazam is really fast. So expanding Force with Magic Guard Life Orb is gonna hurt. Um, he also has Blastoise, which can go Shell Smash, and then Dynamax, which is scary. Um, he has Cinderace, which is another fast threat. He has Rotom for pivoting. He has Hatterene to just spread Nuzzle, just spread paralysis around because Sin loves Nuzzle. Oh
Mm.
Lord, he loves Nuzzle. But I don't know. I feel like this team really works for him, and I feel like this team is a powerhouse if um you don't have like Drapion or like Skuntank or just a Poison Dark type in general. Um, if you don't have that, this is going to do a lot to your team.
I agree, but it's like the other team, the other hyper offensive team we had earlier, I think A13. He really needs to take the lead in a match. And if he
Yeah,
loses momentum too often, he will be in trouble. Cause yeah, he has like this amazing Cinderace Alakazam and the Psychic Terrain with the G-Max Blastoise covering it off, but
yeah,
he does not have any defensive. Yet again,
yeah,
he has a Hitmontop and maybe a Blastoise if you want to run a defensive would be a waste. But with a wall breaker, like imagine what a Guts Heracross does to this team.
Oh, that would, wow, that would hurt.
Mm.
That would hurt.
It would be like really hard to maneuver his switch ins, and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think like some more defensive options. I don't know. I think he lost Wild so he will not get rid of it. I mean, he probably shouldn't at this scenario, but maybe do one or two small changes, get some defensive options to your team. Everything will be alright then. But for now, I see a bit of problem when it gets rough for this team.
Yeah.
Ah, so let's come to the Parish Trap team. We all knew this was going to happen. We all hated it.
Oh.
Let's look at Charisma's Parish Trap.
Oh, charisma. Let me just say this. I see yet again no hazard control other than default girder, which yikes, and rapid spin Claydol. Other than that, mm, but
Yeah.
Paris Trap, I don't like it. I don't like this. I mm-mm.
No, 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 no.
No, 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 no.
But yeah, this is Parrish Trap. You see it when you see a Gothel Magneton. You have everything he needs to
And
pull that
and
off.
yeah,
He has Lapras to put on the screens. He has Ferrothorn
he has
to.
slow pivot and fast pivot with Magneton, Volt Switch and Teleport. Um, he has a trick room. Excuse me. He has a trick room aspect to the team as well.
Mm,
He has Cloak, which is really good utility. Um, and then just like Girder's really slept on,
yeah,
but
with Guts, once this thing gets burned, it could be really, really problematic for.
really, really bad. Yeah,
I think this team could be really good.
I agree, especially with how Charisma has a lot of VGC experience. I feel like he'll be like Wolfie. I don't know if any of the people that are going to watch this have watched Wolfie, but Wolfie went from being the world champion to taking part in the WBE, which he won season 1 and 2 and almost won three. So I feel like Charisma's VGC knowledge will definitely help him with this team, and I see that, or I can imply that Charisma won't have any problems with this team, because I think it'll be really good for him.
I think this one. I think he will know what he needs to do to control this team,
Yep.
and
Hmm.
if he is able to control it, this will be a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, I think it's quite gold turn now. Blue Grab is quite gold. Yep, it is. And we see the first of the two rain teams.
Uh, uh, um, I don't know how to rain. Okay, so I don't personally run weather because if I'm gonna run weather, I have to have weather and pivot. That's something I need to have. Which he does have. He has Pelipper, which gets U-turn.
I know.
Um,
I didn't
but
get it.
I I don't. I mean, and he has Rillaboom, which takes less from fire type moves in rain and ground type moves, even though it's resisted. But and then he has Rapid Strike Urshifu, which Surging Strike in rain, and it always crits, and it stops substitutes. It's gonna be like Dracovish when you need like something that can be immune or just can take a Surging Strike really well. That's what it's gonna turn into. But other than that, like top four, he has a Sticky Web option. Um, he has Sand Slash, which I don't know. In my opinion, I don't really see how Sand Slash fits in this team. Um,
I don't
I
do
don't know.
either.
That's me.
But
That's
it's
just me.
for the rapid
But
spin most likely.
yeah, most likely. And with Rain, it takes less from fire type moves, but its def stat is base 65, and most fire types are known to be especially offensive. So I don't know. I feel like he's still going to be taking a lot. And he also doesn't really have a uh, hail option either. So Sand Slash is just going to be base 65 speed.
Yeah.
So that's a big yikes. But other than that, I feel like the team is pretty decent.
I think it's okay. It has like a good rain core, even though this rain core really gets countered by a special defense wall, in my opinion. I mean, yes, he has Urshifu, but even the Urshifu will not be able to do much against. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, he needs to have a specific matchup in order to pull this off, cause his rain core really benefits from a not from an opponent who doesn't really understand what he wants to do here.
yeah.
And because of time, opponents will just bring Sunny Day against this team. Like, let's be real.
Oh yeah, just like Torkoal. just Sun against this because Torkoal is slower than Pelipper, so Sun will always get up first. So I kind of want to see how he deals with that.
Yeah,
But other than that, I feel like this team is pretty decent.
I think as well. And I think it has a good chance to lead off its division. Would need to see which division he is in. I don't see it
Oh,
right here.
oh, he versus me. Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, but
Uh,
I think he will have a good time playing this. Alright,
eh, right.
let's go to place 8 and we're nearly done here. We have Shibi and his Greninjas. And the first thing I see about this team is it's thick as hell. Like,
Yeah. Um, I I don't even I see I see I don't even know how to I see Trick Room, but yet I see like semi Trick Room, and then you got like Gengar, then you just got Blissey. But right off the bat, like the first three mons on this team, even four, um, fighting Dark, like Dark Urshifu really does a lot.
yeah.
Um, I also, what was I say? I totally forgot what I was gonna say, but I see a rapid spin option with Hitmonchan, and Defog on two Pokemon that are both four times the Stealth Rock, so that's gonna be interesting.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, his team is fat.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, yeah, his team is fat. That's it.
I I'm really interested in seeing how we will follow up this team. Like he has this Gengar sitting there. Gengar will do tons of damage, and you have then it's just basically getting defensive from there on. It's like he peeling for Gengar and then sweeping, maybe.
I don't know. Where's Charizard's place? What does Charizard do for the team? That's what I'm confused on.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. But like I said earlier, it's not the team, it's the players. So I'm just really curious to see how Shibi will use this team to his advantage. So
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he will, cause he has lots of priority. He has lots of.
he has Cleric, he has Wish Passer, Simplicity.
He has webs if he really wants webs.
Yeah,
I think it could work, and I think it probably will work.
yeah, I agree.
Question is, how will it work? And we're about to see it pretty soon. Oh wait, next up is Alpha with yeah, this monstrosity of a team.
So right off the bat, I see that Alpha is a really, really smart player. And how I see that is because he has Dracovish. Now, Dracovish alone, eh, eh. However, he has Talonflame. Now, Talonflame gets Gale Wings, and at full HP, it gets priority for flying type moves. And just a sidebar, in Psychic Terrain, that's bad for Talonflame because Psychic Terrain blocks priority. However, back to what I was saying, it gets priority Tailwind, and Talonflame also gets U-turn, so it can pivot out into Dracovish, and it gets like 2 turns of offensive
Tailwind.
output,
Yeah.
which can be really good. It forces him to not run Scarf. And it can allow him to switch moves, it can allow him to run band and just do loads of damage if there isn't a Gastrodon Seismitoad or anything like that on the field.
Yeah, exactly. Couple. I mean, we can see this again is a pivoting core with lots of
Yeah,
U-turns and those kind of things
lots
going
of
around.
U-turn.
I think he will put
Um,
lots into Dracofish doing Dracofish things here.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I think Dracovish is going to be his main user here.
Hmm. Talonflame also looks good. Scissor is always a threat if you use it correctly.
Yeah,
Overall, his hazards are pretty okay. He has defog on Butterfree and defog on Scissor and Talonflame. Yeah, has lots of different kinds of toxic spikes, and rocks. He has some clerics sitting here. Celebi, Aromatisse,
yeah,
can pass wishes. And
yeah.
yeah, priority is
Uh,
also pretty good here. Yeah, I think this team will even rise far to the top. Like, if he uses correctly and if he comes through the way he wants it to be,
yeah,
this will be fun.
yeah. I agree.
Okay, let's get to Michi. What is her team name?
Diamond Aquatic Primarinas.
Ah, okay, perfect, thanks. Yeah,
I see Bucarota, I see Zumaro, I see a Firewater Grass Core right off the bat, and that is scary.
and that's the first firewater
I'm
grass go
scared.
we get.
I am scared immediately. The good thing is I don't see web support, which is nice.
Yep,
However, that's I don't like that core. Well, I like it. It's really good. I just don't like. I won't like going against it if I ever do. Um, I. Mm,
yep, we do.
mm-mm,
Week 7.
mm-mm, mm-mm. Um, the other thing I see is they don't have a lot of hazard removal. Volcarona will probably not run defog unless she wants to play bulky that week. And other than that, it's just Volibee.
Yeah, she's
Um,
basically forced to bring Willoughby to have the defogger,
like, yeah,
which in my opinion is really not good.
yeah, I agree.
Hmm. Besides that, of course, the setup threat is immense on this team. One mistake and you probably lose to Volcarona or Sumeril. Appleton is a really nice cleric for the team, with his G-Max move, who actually removes all status conditions on his team.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And
That's
Mian,
just this is just
he has a pretty nice Volton core in Mianshao and Boltund to just pivot around
yeah.
and prepare for Volcarona or Sumeril to do things.
I feel like webs would make this team really scary.
Yeah,
Like somehow incorporating webs in this. Oh, I feel like if she had webs, you lose every time. Unless you're able to get rid of them before Volcarona comes in. And even then that's a free quiver dance on you right there, and you pretty much that's GG there.
if you're not able to
One wrong
check it,
move.
yeah.
One wrong move and you're done.
Wickerwold is still open. She could add Wickerwold over Palestine or any of the other 5-point mons. Let's not bring her on wrong ideas.
Yeah.
She will not have a problem.
Overall, this team is really threatening and it will do a lot of work if used correctly.
Yeah, it sure will, and I think she's going right off against uh Crypto, and this will be a battle I'm really wanting to see. Alright, let's continue with Fake Hero, the former champion. What is his team? The Crawdons, California Crawdons. Our former champion decided to draft a Gyarados team. Like, on the first look, this team does not look too bad, not too good. But I feel like it's one of those teams who will come out of the nowhere and really, really hurts you.
Yeah. Um, I don't know how I feel about Max Pikachu on this team. Um,
I think he
I don't know
just
how I feel
drafted
about him.
anything. He didn't run to the GMAX.
Yeah. I don't I don't know how that, but Durant is a big threat, especially with webs. Durant Hustle, Life Orb, Hustle Banded, First Impression does a lot of damage. Also, like Home Claws setup, which will completely negate the hustle and still give you the boost.
Mm.
That's always good. You have Gyarados, which can be a setup threat with webs. Just like the last T, one wrong move, then you just Moxie Gyarados with Dragon Dance just does you in.
Yeah, he has really good wall breakers in Durant and
Yeah,
Chandelure. He has
yeah,
Hitmonlee for control of hazards. He has Decidueye, which gives him another defogger. Weezing as well. Uh, like, he has a lot. And even though the team does not look too amazing on the first glance, I think it will be really, really good once we
Oh,
get to
I
see it.
agree 100%. Yeah,
But I don't think there's much to say to this team. It's pretty well balanced. He has lots of hazards, good priority. I think that's all we need to
yeah,
say about this. This will be a problem
I
for all
agree.
of us. And yeah, Crypto, Arcanine, with the sniper thingy on.
I see a ground weakness.
Yep.
I see like, and it's not even just a ground weakness. I don't see a ground switch in.
No, no, no. You don't see a switch in. Just hyper offense on high
I
level.
don't, yeah, this is just, if you have like a bulky ground type, like Palossand, for example, uh, I don't know, it's really hyper offensive, which is really good. Like Darmanitan's a threat, Terrakion's a threat, Setup Blastoise is a threat, Specs Boomburst Exploud is a threat. Then you have Comfey with Draining Kiss and Giga Drain priority. You have Setup Blossom. You have Dragon Dance Wish Cash. It, I don't know.
Don't
I don't
forget
know.
the sniper thingy.
Elion, oh my gosh. If it gets up a focus energy and it's holding, that's,
Heads will roll.
yeah. And its Gmax move ignores abilities, so it's always able to hit its Hydro Snipe. That's
It's not nice, but
scary. It's
it's a hit
not.
or miss team. It's a hit or miss team.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the both other hyper offensive teams we had, it will perform good if you able to play it, and then you will be able to get a win most likely. Yes,
Yeah,
only thing I came up with, he has lots of the monotypes,
yeah,
but he has a pretty even out weaknesses and stuff, so he shouldn't be really afraid of stuff. He gets rapid spin
I
default,
think, yeah.
and yeah, well,
I feel like hazards will play a big role in this.
mm,
I feel like if Blastoise is gone, and you set up webs and rocks, uh, he's not gonna, because I see pivot with Darmanitan. Um, and if there are rocks up on the field and if there's webs up on the field, he's not gonna want to pivot around like this team is meant to do, and
yeah,
that's gonna hurt him.
I think so as well. With like flip turn, teleport, and Arcanine, U-turn, and Inteleon U-turn as well. It will get painful for him at some point if he does not control the
Yeah,
hazards.
yeah.
But if he's able to do so, like maybe heavy duty boots, blasters, or something like that, I don't know. It might be working.
Yeah.
Okay, the top three. Since we're speaking all the time, and for whatever reasons, all of the three commissioners ended up at top three, let's start with.
This is not rigged. This is not rigged.
It is not rigged, and
It is not rigged.
here we have a threatening team of Adru. Andrew.
G-Max Charizard. Charizard gets Scorching Sand now. That's all I have to say. Um,
Yes.
um,
Coming with an Egg Slash, Rotom Wash Weaver?
oh, mm, this team is scary.
Yeah.
Um, However, I don't see well, actually I do kind of see Hazard Control, never mind. Rapid Spin, Tisserina, and Defog Rotom.
Default
And
Trumper as
because
well.
of the max mushrooms, yeah. And then because of the max mushrooms, you can now get Charizards from past gens to G-Max. So now he has Defog Charizard.
Roost
Um,
Charizard.
but Charizard is just if only he had Sun with this.
Yeah.
If he had Sun, it's over. It's over. Charizard, I feel like Charizard gets everything now. It it gets a speed raise. It gets scorching sand. I don't like how scary the team looks. I don't like it.
Same. It's like really painful to prep for. It's like, yes, Egg Slash would could do multiple things. It could be setup, it could be
Yeah,
specs, it could be banded even. You have Rotom, same thing basically. It could have every item on it, every set. Then you have this massive Charizard who probably just burns your face off and do residual damage and fun. Has a rewild to clean off teams because
yeah,
125 is one of the fastest things. I think only topped by 3 or 4 months. Um, yeah, Serena, Trampa, Corsola for hazards and control, and a big enough wall core. Then you have Trapinch to eliminate rock types, possibly. Trap and kill him with Earthquake, be happy. And
yeah.
cut through for whatever reason. I mean, it's okay, probably.
Yeah.
I never used it. I never even looked at it, to be honest. But might be able to do something. Hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, a really, really threatening team, and I'm not looking forward to face that. Okay, I'm gonna let you take part of this. Go all in on me.
Okay, so I okay. Um, so me and Lucas were talking throughout the draft. He was trying to figure out what he wanted to do. I'm like, why don't you draft like semi-weather and Cinescorch? And he's like, oh. And that's what he did. He picked up Politoed and Barraskewda. Barraskewda gets flip turn now, or yeah, Barraskewda gets flip turn, and it's just stab plus rain, um, plus like Life Orb Banded flip turn is gonna do so much damage. He has Urshifu, and Urshifu just hits through protect. It crits with Wicked Blow. It's just it gets pivot with U-turn. Then you have Cinescorch. You may be like Cinescorch is a fire type. Why are you running it on a rain team? Cinescorch gets Scald, so if Politoed is dead or if it has a bad matchup, it's gonna die. You just click Max Guys, or you come in with Barraskewda and you clean up. And then he has rocks with Stunfisk and Drug again. He has Prankster Klefki, which is just amazing. He also has a Trick Room option now that I see with Gourgeist and Munchlax, which could be interesting. Um, and then he just has Cleanup Beartick, and this team is just really, really good. I was looking at it last night. The only other thing that I would say is he doesn't have a lot of hazard control. Ding, ding, ding. His only
Priority defog?
defog is left key. That's it. And the only problem with defog prankster is if you have a dark type in, you can't use it.
That's true.
That's an issue. But other than that, clef key priority defog, he's basically forced to bring it every game. Um, which can be problematic. I don't know. I feel like clef key can handle itself.
Uh,
I've had a clef key in the past, but
Basically, I don't even
I
have a weakness to hazards most of the time.
yeah, yeah. Clef key. But I feel like this team is really, really good. I really like Palito Barraskewda Cinescourge core with Urshifu because Urshifu is Urshifu. But yeah, I really like it. I really like this team. It's scary. It's not stall, so that's a good thing. It's not stall. This is not stall. Thank God. But it's really scary nonetheless.
Ah. Alright, and let's go.
And now, no, because I'm really surprised about this. I thought this was rigged. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this was rigged, but it's not rigged, surprisingly. I don't know why, but Lucas can go off, but
Uh,
I'm surprised. I'm really surprised.
okay,
Go on ahead.
the man who suffered all the snipes he could get, the man who suffered emotional pain throughout his draft,
Thank you.
ended up getting the top spot. And why? Simple. Look at this team. You'd be like, okay, yeah, but why? Why is this team a problem? That's pretty simple. How do you want to break it? There is no way breaking it. Or why you cannot break it? He will set up hazards. Then he will happily continue whirlwinding you around, phasing you out, forcing switches with Drag Assault, breaking you down into small grumbles, and once it's a time, Rotom just cleans. Fun! No, let's be real. There is not much you can do to this team. It's like really good build. He has like all the control and hazards he needs. He has good offensive, good defenses. He has cleaning options. He has Drag Assault, which is alone a big, massive threat. He has Garbodor. Does not shine that much in a team review right here. But trust me, it is a problem, and it will cause massive damage to opponents if they don't prepare. And yeah, this is just a beautiful built team. That's pretty much all I can say about it. Like, look at the hazards he has here. He has Colossal with spikes, rocks, rapid spin. He has G-Max Garbodor with spikes, toxic spikes, Staff Rock, sticky webs, more spikes, more rocks. What else do you want? You have priority on most of his mons. Let's be real. He couldn't have built this thing better. And look at those defense stats. He's over 1000 in the base stat total of both of them. Over 100 in the average score. It's like amazingly good build, in my opinion. And deserves place one, for sure.
If I may be honest, I did not expect. I was shafted so many times. I went through so much with this draft. I literally was on the verge of like, you know what? I literally was like, I'm just gonna draft hyper offensive because I can't play hyper offensive and then just go with the flow. But I was trying my hardest. I came up with a plan. And I tried to go through with it. And yeah, just I saw a new approach. Because the best part about having close to the last spot in the draft league is the fact that you can see the trends of the draft. You can see what people are drafting, and you can either go with that trend or you can make a new trend and you can try get in yourself. So because of all the G Maxes that were sniped from me, I'm like, okay, I can just pick up all the low tier threats because everyone was picking up high tier stuff. And I'm like, let me just pick up the low tier threats first and then work my way in. And then I'm looking at the teams and I'm like, wow, no hazard control, no hazard control. Let me just pick all this up. And I'm just really happy that I not only have hazards that can really help me, which forces people to run heavy duty boots on at least one mon. I'm happy that I have hazard control with it just in case for something like Court Chain Cinderace. just in case that happens, I have a way to deal with that. So I'm looking now, I'm really happy with it. I think the only problem I see is I don't really have a big like offensive fire type. I think that's an issue. However, other than that, I feel like the team it fits me really well. I feel like I can use it. And yeah, I feel like it's good. That and a ground type weakness that I see. But I just I don't know. I have a ground type weakness, yet I have Rotom and Fizdef, Primarina, and Skarmory that just comes in,
Uh,
and Porygon. Porygon 2 is just I don't
God.
know how I got it. I don't know how I got Porygon 2. People are sleeping on it, but yeah, I don't. Nothing else I have to say about this.
Yeah, same here. And this basically already rounds up our draft for the season. I think it will be really funny and it will be a really great season with all the people around. And I know 20 people in the league will be hard to control if something goes wrong.
Oh yeah.
We saw that
Oh yeah.
with the Magiana thing and the draft, and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't funny at all. But let's be real. We came here, we finished the draft in a decent time of 1 week, basically, which I
What?
didn't expect it. I thought,
No, you know what's hilarious though is we got more done during the weekend than we did the whole week. It was like it was so frustrating. We got done like two mons every day, and then we just powered through on Saturday. It was so weird and kind of sickening, but
it
we got it
worked.
done nonetheless. We didn't have a lot of problems. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how this league goes, and I'm really excited to see how my competitors will use their teams to their advantage because, like I said 1,000 times, it's not about how good or bad the team is, it's how the player uses the team. So yeah,
I'm completely open to everything that happens this season. And if Volt wins this league, then Volt wins this league, you know? What shall we do?
yeah,
No, it's like,
yeah,
it's about the fun here. I told myself I wouldn't be
yeah.
tryharding. Looking at my team I built, I will be tryharding. Um,
Oh my lord.
a sneak peek for you, because this video goes up after the match most likely.
That I don't even want to go against that. I don't even know. I don't show me that until week 8, please, or whenever we go. No, I don't want to. I want to enjoy my time not going up against a rain hyper offense team that I sort of halfway had a part in. Didn't have to go against what I thought of, so that's great. But I'm really excited for how this league goes. Really excited. I think
Yes,
it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be a lot of rivalry, which is always good for a league.
that's true.
Makes it really active.
And I think we already have some rivals. Speaking of cat and cat, and some of the other peoples who I think Volt wants to be bro with everyone, but I guess we need to see and look how this turns out. Okay,
Yeah,
so this basically rounds up the draft, and I think with that said, we're done here. I personally will upload battles to this YouTube channel and live stream them, so be sure to check them out if you wanna. I don't know, Jalen, will you do anything like uploading the battles or
uh, everybody keys. Maybe,
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 maybe?
maybe.
Okay, you hear this, guys? If you wanna see like some commentaries of me and Jalen about the battles, or do like weekly power rank stuff, like not this much, like we have like 1.5 hours recording running right now, but like small updates or stuff like that, let me know. I'm down to do it. Jalen most likely as well, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down.
See. All right. Perfect. That's it for now, I would say. I wish you best of fun and best of luck in your matches. And
And I also want to thank everybody that's watched this far. Because I feel as though some people probably raged at how small their place is, not even gonna lie. So if you stuck around to the end, I really appreciate it. And I really hope that you didn't take what our opinions were to heart that bad. Because it's not our team, it's your team. So um, our opinions, you could take them, you can leave them. It's all good for me. So I'm just really happy that if you lasted this far, I really appreciate it.
Same here.
Um, yeah, that's all I have.
Alright, perfect. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and we see you next time. Goodbye.